Shout out to the groupies and the old niggas, and all the dick riders in the world with us. Can't forget about the fuck boys. I made a song for the fuck boys. Lame niggas on the way out. Lame niggas on the way out. Can't forget about the fuck boys. I made a song for the fuck boys. Hey, nigga, what you talking about?
Hey, yo, what's going on, world? This is your boy Najee from rapradar.com. Now, today I have a very, very special guest. This brother seated to my left, this is one of Brooklyn's finest right here. This is coming straight out the streets. This is Mr. Party in Pain was his last project. Right. He's out here putting in work, making his rounds. I got my man, he called the King of Brooklyn is what we calling him. My man Maino, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, baby?
How's everything?
Oh, good, man. Beautiful.
You good?
You got me smoking cigars.
Oh, listen, Maino don't even smoke cigars, so this is
cigars.
You know what I mean? This is a special occasion right here, man.
You got me in the lounge with the fellas.
With the fellas, everybody
with
around.
The guys.
So now tell me, like, the first thing we got to talk about is I listened to this new record you got this
right,
for the fuck boys. We gonna call it that's how we on it.
Yeah.
What kind of inspired that, man? Like, what was?
It's just I feel like it's just where we at. You know, in the game of the culture, a lot of goofy. I think a lot of dudes is channeling the inner goofy, you know, and it's just cool to do some of the lame shit that's happening. Hip hop always been about challenging the norm, you know what I'm saying? So it's normal now. It's cool almost to be like a lame, like you know, like they call dick riding networking now. You
right.
understand? So it's like, you know, it's okay to be the nigga at the jewelry store picking out jewelry and selfies, flexing,
not really,
and all that, and it ain't really yours. Like, it's okay for niggas to go to the clubs and pick up other niggas' bottles and you know, hit the gram promoting, like it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like I was always an artist that always kind of like spoke my mind and kind of like wanted to challenge certain things. So it's just me challenging the culture to do better. Like, we gonna call it a foul. You understand? Like, some of this shit out here is foul. We need to call it.
That's a fact. So now tell me, does it bother you? Because like I said, you come from an era where it was like, you know, like Jay said, if everything you said, you did it. You know what I mean? Couldn't talk about it if you ain't live it. Like, do you think, like, how does that kind of affect you now? Like you said, when everybody's flexing and faking it till they make it, does that affect you right now?
I think it affects the game in the whole. So it doesn't really bother me that everything is not what it's cracked up to be. Meaning, like, some of the gangster shit that a lot of these dudes were selling, we know it's not really enough, right? So it's, am I mad? No, it's entertainment. It's entertainment, and you accept it for what it is, you know. But I think with the fuck boys and the lame shit, it's deeper than just rap. It's not about just rappers. Like, we got a president, to me, that's just like the biggest fuck boy in the world. Like, you understand?
Right.
So it's like a fuck boy is like a person who kind of like doesn't know who he is, so he tries to be things that he's not. Feel me?
Right. I feel that. Okay, so I know you said on the Party in Pain, you had a line where it was like, you know, unless you dressing like a drag queen, they ain't really checking for you. Now, in this era,
they don't love you unless you just dress like a drag queen.
Well, that's a fact. That's what I'm saying. Do you think in this era, it's harder for, you know, guys like you that's keeping it authentic?
I don't know if it's necessarily harder, but I feel like there has been an influx of femininity amongst men. Like, it's cool. It's cool to be flagrantly, you know, looking a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? And you know, we brush it off as it's just fashion, or he's just trying to you know, get views, or, you know, I seen a picture of a dude who had a AR-15
with the wedding dress on. Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Right.
Like, what messages are we sending? You know, I'm not the super political artist, but I'm just saying, like, my son is 15. What am I telling him? Is this okay? Like, what are we doing? Or is it that, you know, a lot of these dudes feel like they need to do the most craziest things
to stand
get
out.
attention?
Right.
So, but either way, like, we still losing ourselves, because it's like, we gonna go this far to get attention. If I gotta go that far to get attention, then I don't want it.
Right. So, well, how do you keep up with that, right? Like you said, is within the era of, you know, we got like guys like Tekashi 6ix9ine and, you know, with the colored hair and all that representing from Brooklyn.
Not mad at that.
Not mad at that?
Not mad at that. Like,
is he repping Brooklyn the right way? Like, you know what I mean?
I can't say that he's repping it wrong. You understand? I can't, you know, because here's the thing, like, everything ain't for everybody. He's young, right? So for a lot of the younger dudes, then they may be excited by that, right? He keeping it street, right? He around street dudes, so can't really be mad at it. So it's kind of like sneakers.
Right.
Some people like Jordans, some people like Adidas. So it's to each his own. For me, I find myself in a better place when I'm staying true to me, when I'm doing what people like from me. You see, when I make a song like Fuck Boys, they like that.
Yeah.
When I make a project like Party and Pain, they love that. So it's when I stay in my lane and I don't try to spread myself so thin and try to be everything to everybody, then I'm at my greatest point.
Absolutely. Now you saw kind of, you know, a lot of stuff played out in the media with Tekashi and checking in, and he's flying around. Do you still believe in that? Like, do you gotta like check in when you go to another city? Like,
I never heard. I don't know what that is. For me, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what that is. You see, because I move with respect. I respect every man's turf, every man's land, every man's street cred, whatever, like the hood, whatever. So I move with respect. I don't disrespect people's, you know, places of you know, the environment, and I get it in return. I never had an issue like that, going to Chicago, going to Detroit, going to LA, going to different places. Yeah. Because just the way I move, I just carry myself with a different type of respect. And you know, and I'm humble enough to respect others. You understand? So I don't go to nobody's hood and start talking crazy. I don't go to nobody's neighborhood or environment and just start running my mouth, you know, disrespectfully, because at the same time, I wouldn't want it done on our side. Right. So, you know, I never had to have that issue.
Do you feel like that in the reverse though? Like when rappers that's from somewhere else come to New York City, that they gotta, you know, check in with the OGs or the big homies, and you feel like that?
Do they?
Not that I know of it, to be honest.
So I mean, we chasing it. We you know, we running after something that we don't even need to even like. It's what is it? Checking in like. This is New York City, right? Artists could come here and never have to even come in contact with street shit.
Facts.
Because everything is in the city. So check in who you really have to check in with. Right. You understand? Like, I ain't on that. I'm not on that. I'm not concerned with who artists is checking in with, who they not checking in with. None of that makes no difference to me. I don't own none of this. You understand? I don't own these buildings in these streets. These are not mine. You understand? All I can concern myself with is me and my family and my people and us trying to get to where we need to get to. Right. So I don't care about artists coming here. You understand? I used to be in that place years ago. Yeah. Because I was coming from a different place mentally. You know, coming out of prison, coming out of the street, coming out of prison, going back into the street. Right. So you come out of prison, you go back into the street. You kind of have a certain aggression, you know, because you don't understand. You haven't been worldly enough to really, you know, understand things is for what they really are. Right. You know, the world is bigger than just our ghetto. It's a ghetto everywhere. Absolutely. Right. So you know, we come up thinking these type of ways, but when you start to grow as an individual, and you start to flourish, you start to see like, man, I ain't worried about that. Like, because for that matter, we be chasing around every nigga that come to the city.
Just doing, yeah.
Like, what we doing?
Right.
Nah.
I like that. Nah, we gonna definitely get into the street shit. We gonna touch that because we know where you come from. But like, so lastly, like we said, it's just, you know, kind of the new era, the new wave of things going on. You had a line on this new project that stuck out to me. You were like, your son asked you, like, your dad, why you ain't as big as Drake? And I thought that was pretty funny. Like, first of all, what did you tell him when he said that? Like, what was your answer to your son at that point?
He never really said that to me.
Oh, okay,
I feel like, you know, he had an age where I feel like these type of, we talk about music, and I feel like these type of thoughts may cross his mind. So it was just me basically channeling what I felt like crosses his mind. He may not ever say it.
Right,
you know?
But that energy from the...
He's the energy. Like, you know, Dad, you should do a song with such and such. And you know what I mean? So for me, it's just about doing the best that I could do and staying true to that. Because like I said, when you try to spread yourself so thin, you can't please everybody,
That's
right?
a fact.
So if all I got is 100 people that love me, then I'm gonna be true to those 100 people, because that 100 one day is gonna turn into 200.
Right.
And we're gonna grow from there, you know?
Absolutely. Now, I thought that was interesting what you said. Do you ever feel like that you're underrated in a sense, right? Like, because you sold 4 million records, right? Like, you know what I mean? But I think just
definitely.
the mystique of Maino, we know, like, you know, when people think of Maino, it's like, man, this guy was a gangster, he's been to prison, he did all this stuff.
Right.
So it's like a lot of the focus kind of goes on that. Do you feel like you're underrated in this game?
Yes. And it was a time when I would purposely not say those things, because I felt like if I acknowledge being underrated, then I'm speaking it into existence. But then I had to accept what it is that I was really feeling in my heart, that I'm better than what they gave me credit for.
Right.
I'm doper than what they give me credit for. But you know what? It's okay. Because as long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm still here, I have the opportunity to continue to work. And I got the opportunity to still deliver the potent quality street music, even better than before, to the people that love it.
Right.
You know? So I accept what it is, but that doesn't mean that we still can't grow, because
Absolutely.
I feel a different energy around me now. Like, you can feel a different energy around me now. Like, he ain't really going nowhere.
Right.
Like,
You for real, yeah, this is facts.
Like,
yeah.
You know, the negative connotations then turn different now. You went from, listen, I never felt like I was a rapper, right?
Yeah.
I actually always spoke like, man, I ain't no rapper, right? And with that, I felt like I was a hustler and I was gonna hustle rap. My first song, Hater, I dumbed it down so much that people that didn't know me before that was like, oh, he whack. Like,
Oh, you
can't
intentionally dumbed down
Yeah, because
that?
I wanted to hit record.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on radio. I wanted to get money. I'm hustling. I'm hustling the music.
Facts.
So I dumbed it down so much to the point that people that didn't know me, people in other places was like, that loved lyrics, was like, oh, he can't rap. And then I went through a period of time to prove that. So I feel like where I'm at now is that I don't hear that no more.
Right.
Like, he get busy.
That's a fact.
You understand? And I like that. And I feel like we still growing. Even as late as it is now, like, there's a different energy around me. And I see people watching and feeling, you know, even with just social media, just the feel of it just feels better.
Right. And I mean, I like that, you know, what you said, just the different energy. And we could see that, right? Like, we can hear that in the music. We got this Party in Pain project that you just dropped. And this is probably, for me at least, like, I feel like this is the most vulnerable Maino that I've heard, right? Like, you openly exposing, like, you know, your pain, and you talk about just, I guess, kind of the pain that you know, you're going through, and, you know, talk about that. Like, what do you think, what was the, I guess, just the pain right now that you know, that you were expressing on this album?
Well, I felt like my best music was me expressing myself. My biggest song is All the Above, right? That song to me is Party in Pain, because I'm talking about something real over a beat that you can almost party to. So it's like, all the above, oh, you hear it in the club, and it's like, it's festive, but at the same time it's real.
Yeah.
And it ignites something in people, right? Because it feels like courageous. Like, when you listen to it, you never giving up. It has hope. So, but at the same time, I'm talking about my life and my struggle. Thank you for making me struggle. Thank you for making me grind.
Hustle. Yeah.
You understand?
Fact.
So, I wanted to make a project kind of showcasing the real story, like, because the story for most of these rappers is lies. The lies that they selling. They oh yeah, I'm riding around with this many bricks, this and that.
Yeah.
Like, you wait
Dracos
all this time,
and all that.
right?
Yeah.
You wait all this time. You really wasn't that person that you say you are now.
Right.
And you wait all this time to start selling this shit, and it's really not true, right? So that's where you get Party in Pain. It's a certain type of genre of music. So when you ask Maino what kind of music he make, I make Party in Pain. I make music that you could even dance to, or might even fit in a club, but I'm saying something.
Right. Now, so one of the things that kind of stuck out to me is you talk about the perils of fame, right? Like, fame made the pain worse. like kind of just, you know, the level that you're at and the notoriety that you've gotten. How, I guess, has that kind of affected you, right? Like you said, you know, Maino was a guy, you came out of a bid for 10 years and you coming out, you popped off crazy.
Right.
What was that like? Just kind of that fame aspect.
The ups and downs of life, trying to balance that, the trials and tribulations of being a father, you know, having a career, you know, label drama, you know, the race and trying to be or maintain relevancy, trying to make hit records, oh man, this record not working, you know, just the ups and downs in life, and then still having a real life at the, you know, outside of that, still, you know, having loved ones and families, you know, still be taken into federal custody, you know, still dealing with death, still dealing with everything as a whole. And I felt like people could relate to that because regardless to what, you see that artist in the club, he got shades on and, you know, he drinking, he trying to cover up from what's really happening in life because regardless to what, we still real people no matter what.
Absolutely.
No matter what, whoever you see in the club, when he go home, when he get on the phone with his baby mama, he talking to his kids.
Right.
Them bills is coming, they got to be paid.
It's real, yeah.
It don't matter.
That's a
you
fact.
know what I'm saying? Whether it's 2 cars or 10, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's kind of like what I wanted to show, you know, the people, I wanted to give them the real story, the realism of life, you know, trying to balance all this shit, you know?
So what was it, you know, you talk about kind of drowning the pain and painkillers. What was your vice that kind of helped you, I don't want to say help, but, you know, kind of certain things that we all have to kind of cover up the pain to make us forget about it. And you speak about that. What was your vice? Was it like, was it pills? Was it drink? Was it?
I never really was a dude that get high, right? But at one point, I don't smoke weed, you know, but I do drink more than I used to drink before I came in the game. You know, you find yourself trying to numb yourself to some of the things that you feel, right? Some of the stuff that you're going through, it feels good to not feel it.
Yeah.
Had a toothache one time. My daughter's mother gave me a Percocet. And I said, whoa,
Right.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Right. How'd you feel it? Oh, yeah. Right.
And I found myself for about 2-3 weeks, like playing around with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, yo, I'm blaming it on my tooth though. Like,
Right.
Yo, my tooth hurt, but it's really not that bad, but I just want to get closer
that feeling,
to that feeling, right? And I'm not an addictive minded person, so it's not like it ever was an issue, but it was during that time that I was making Party and Pain that I was expressing that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Drama, pain, and painkillers and all that because, you know, Urban Plaza had just happened and, you know, some of these things was going on in my life and that would make you unhappy, you know, and I'm like, yo, you got some more of those?
Yeah, right.
Give me.
Cop a couple things, yeah. That's a fact, right.
You got 220s, like, okay, let's go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I didn't, my character is to not ever be like a slave to any form of drug or anything like that. Like, I'm not confined to any vice, you know,
right.
at all.
Well, I think, you know, just one of the ways, like you said, there's the party aspect, it's the juxtaposition, right?
Yeah.
There's the party and the pain. And I know one line you had where it was just like, you know, the feeling of we touched our first million, you know what I mean? And kind of cover everything up. Tell me, because I'm trying to get there. Like everybody, we all trying to get to this $1 million. Like that's my benchmark. When you first touched that million, what does that feel like?
Let me tell you though, when you touch something that you've been striving for, I wanted to be on BET.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to be on BET. I wanted to be on MTV. Couldn't wait to be on MTV.
Right.
When I got to that place, it never felt
It ain't
the way I
you thought it would.
So the money, like when you run into that money,
Yeah.
you think that it all supposed to feel magical, and it really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it really doesn't feel magical because when Big and them was saying 20 years ago, more money, more problems,
Yeah.
we really just didn't understand what he was saying.
Right.
So your lifestyle changes now. So now your bills is not $1,000 a month. They may be $20,000 a month, and as you continue to grow,
right.
You know, there's some people that got bills in the hundreds of thousands a month. So we all live to pay bills.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
understand? So it's all about what you're taking in. But you never feel that fulfilled, you know, especially if you still trying to conquer more and still trying to achieve and still strive, and you still got real issues.
Right.
You still, and you know, the tax man and lawsuits and all that. So, man, like it get real, but it take courage to stand up to it and continue to work your way through it.
Yo, I can't wait to touch 1 million and tell people that it don't feel that good. I can't wait to do that. Oh my God, shit. But yo, listen, I think it's just amazing because even you say it's just, like you said, it's not what it seems, right? Like it was like, you know, I got the bitch that I wanted and she ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's what you said. She ain't nothing.
It's like,
if I get Bernice, listen, I'm telling you right now, look.
Right, you say that now. Right, you say that now.
Yeah.
Right, because I've been in that place too. Like,
wait, with Bernice?
No.
I'm about to. Yeah,
I
feel
got
you.
a list. Like,
That's a fact.
I sat in my cell and I had posters on my wall, and you know, and I looked at magazines of women that I wanted, and then I was able to acquire them.
Absolutely.
Right, and it just, when you got it was just like, man, I was in love with the mystique of that person. I was like, it was the mystery of having it, but when I really got it, it's like a car.
Right.
Like you want a Bentley, you want a Rolls Royce, and then when you get it, it's just after a while, it's just like,
This is just regular, like whatever.
You know what I'm saying? People on the outside is looking at it like, oh, yo, you coming through in a Bentley and all that. But then it's like, it don't.
You damn right, because I watched you park your white Bentley. I was like, God damn. So, but it don't, it just.
It after a while, but it's other things that I'm starting to feel like that give me more fulfillment. Like
what?
You know, my son and, you know, just the smaller things, you know. Like my mother came to spend a weekend with me the other day. And it really made me feel good. You know, it was my mom's and, you know, and try to spend as much time with us as possible.
Yeah.
You know, it's, to me, life is about balance. You know, I want all that shit.
Yeah.
I want all that shit. I want all the watches. I want all the houses. I want all of it, right? But what is it without the people you love and the family? You know what I'm saying? The family that you love, the people you love, your guys, your niggas, your family.
Yep.
And just appreciating the smaller things. Like, I may just want to go, yo, what's up? What you want to do? Let's go to the movies, man, and just do something regular. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it is.
All right. Now, like I said, we delved into this project, man, this Party in Pain, and the song that really stuck out to me, dog.
What's that?
That Kalief Browder joint, dog. That was interesting because it's like, you know, we seen the story play out in the news. We saw, you know, Jay had his documentary. Jay-Z did a documentary story on Kalief Browder. You know, for those who don't know, quick wrap up. You know, there was a kid that, you know, wound up going to jail for something he didn't do, and was in solitary, and you know, it messed him up mentally.
Yeah.
And you spoke about that on the record, but it didn't seem like necessarily you was only talking about him. It was kind of like flipping back between how you felt in that situation and between him.
Well, I tried to channel him. I watched that documentary. I think it was a 6-part documentary, and it touched me. I made my son watch it, and it really touched me. It really touched me bad, like really, really deeply. You know, the place that he was in, C-74.
Oh, they giving it up crazy. It's all good. Yeah. They giving it up crazy,
right,
C-74. That's a fact.
And when I went to prison,
that's where you was at?
That's where I was at. Right. So I identified with that from being an adolescent. And I was a dude that I was getting into a lot of trouble. So because I was getting in a lot of trouble, they put me in the same places, like the solitary confinement. I spent months, I spent years myself
in solitary.
In solitary.
What does that do to you mentally, bro?
It either makes you stronger or it breaks you. But either way, you walk out never the same. Feel me? So it touched me. So I wanted to make a song like I was speaking through him, like it was his voice, like it was him telling the story.
Right.
And I watched the whole documentary, and I said, I'm gonna rap this whole documentary, not like me talking, but him.
Right. But that came across, man, because it's deep, man. And you know, like I said, I just kind of want to know, like, you know, I just want to kind of get in your mind in that place where, you know, you're in solitary confinement, right? You're in jail, you're in a box, it's a 23-hour lockdown. You get an hour of freedom and you by yourself. What is that like, man? Just explain that. Like, what do you do? What is it like? Like, what is?
Well, I tell people all the time that when you look at me, you're looking at a product of a person that been through or has been to the bottom floor of society. Now, it's one thing to go to prison. That's one thing. But in prison, you have a population. You know, you go to commissary,
Right.
you use the
Got
phone,
the yard, all that.
the
Yeah.
yard and all that. But then you have something called a box, special housing unit, and they put you in there for years, right? So, me being a young dude that was getting into a lot of trouble, I was always in that. You know, my first time when I went upstate, they gave me 2 years from the door in the box. You know. Southport, the whole jail is a box.
Yeah.
When you in these places, it's the bottom of the world. It's the bottom of the world. Like, you know, glass cages, bread loaf diet, everything is you at the bottomless pit. So all you can do is try to remain. All you can do is find yourself first, because it was in this place that I found myself. It was in solitary confinement, the box, Southport, that I even found rap. I started rapping under them circumstances.
Right.
Right. So, like I said, it either makes you stronger, like it either brings out the reserve strength that you all have, that we all have, or it weakens you. And I've seen plenty of people fall victim to solitary confinement, you know, losing it, because you're literally in a cell,
Yeah.
a room with just a toilet, in a bed, in a sink, every day for 23 hours a day.
It's crazy.
Right? And sometimes 24, because when it's cold, you ain't going out
Outside.
every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
For years. Imagine a month like that. And then imagine having to spend a whole year straight there.
Bro, a few hours in the crib without Wi-Fi, I'm going out my mind, dog.
That's what I'm saying. But listen, check this out. A person don't even want to sit in their house with all the trinkets and all the stuff that they have for 30 days straight.
Right. 100%.
Right? TV, you know, Netflix, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You still don't want to sit there all day.
Right.
So just imagine.
Now, we saw, like I said, is Kalief Browder in his story, you know, that drove him to the point of, you know, he felt like, you know, he had to end it all, right? Like he committed suicide with. Was there ever a point like in that where you felt like that?
Never.
Never?
Never. I actually had a certain type of rule. I told myself that I was going to leave the same way that I came, with everything that I had. And what I was speaking about was my spirit. I wasn't going to allow prison to make me something that I wasn't. I wasn't going to come to prison and become, you know, like a homosexual. I wasn't going to come to prison and become, you know, a drug addict. I wasn't going to come to prison and become a jailhouse snitch. Like, I felt like those some of the things that once you come there and you start to indulge in that, then that's a piece of your spirit still left in there. And I don't know why, that was just my philosophy. They not taking nothing from me.
Right.
Nothing. In fact, they on my time. I can't wait to get out. You understand? So every year that it was stacking up, it was like, you ain't gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna leave here broken. You understand? So I felt if I would become a drug addict, pick up a dope habit, then I was giving my spirit to them, and I wouldn't do that.
Right. Now we see a lot of people who, you know, when they do that much time, right? Like you did a decade, you know, you did a decade in jail, and you know, a lot of people who do that much time come out institutionalized, right? Like you come out with a certain mentality, like a you know, a jail mentality, living in the real world. Did you feel like that was something that you kind of felt like once you got into society?
Never. I was fortunate to have people out here that actually cared about me. I was popular before I went to prison, so you know, my guys, they was, you know, making a way for themselves. So I was cool on that note.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a momental thing. It was a spirit. I didn't allow myself to feel like I was a jail nigga. not a jail nigga. I'm not from here.
Facts.
I wake up in the middle of the day and I'm having nightmares because I don't belong here. You know, so it even goes to the smallest things. Like when the CO said, yo, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, you know what I would say?
What?
I don't know nothing. I don't know. I'm not supposed to do that. Like, not
from here. Yeah.
You gotta tell me.
Right.
Tell me every day. I don't know the rules. I don't know what's going on. Like, what do you mean I can't talk to the mess hall? I don't know that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the smallest things, you know, because I feel like it's the smallest things that make you institutionalized. Those
little type of,
those little things institutionalize you. And I will rebel against that.
Right.
The whole time.
Right. That's the, okay. So this is the last thing just on this jail situation. I know I seen your man, Casino Mike came home, what is it, 21 years or something like that? Man, did 21 years, man, and he finally just got home. What's that like, man? Like, you know, this is like your brother, like your man, your right hand to come home after all that time. What was that like?
That's bittersweet. That is actually like the fit. Like, you see, when you have people in prison that you love, you kind of get accustomed to them being there. You know that you're gonna go see them. You know you're gonna send them things. You kind of get used to them being there.
Right.
When they come home though, then you really realize how long they've been
gone. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when I see him, when I talk to him, and I just look at him smile, and it's just like, it's so joyous to me to see him. I want to see him live. He should have never been in there that long, you know. But it's just one of those feelings that is just hard to explain, man.
Does it feel the same way like before y'all went in? Does it feel the same?
We were kids. We were kids, you know, and of course, you know, life separated us in our own ways, because I went to prison before he did, and he would come see me and help take care of things that I needed to do, and he would help me out, right? And then before I came home, he went to prison, so I had to come home and
he wasn't there, hold him down.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and all my guys, we all did. So does it feel the same? It's like when you know somebody all your life and you love them, it's like no amount of time, no distance could fracture that, right? We all grown now, have families, and of course we not little kids on the block no more, but it's still, the love is just unbreakable. It's like no amount of time or no distance could even interrupt that.
Right. All right, so just switching gears a little bit now. I want to get into this, man. We got to get Maino's opinion. We need a real nigga opinion on this. Here's the light if you need the light. We got to get a real opinion on this. Now, we seen this whole, like you mentioned Irving Plaza earlier, right? Like we seen everything, play out in Irving Plaza and the shooting and all that kind of stuff. And recently, I don't know if you saw it or not, but Troy Ave dropped the video. The video kind of saying like, it's either going to be him or it's going to be me. And that kind of turned into this whole debate on, what snitching is and what's ratting.
What's snitching to you?
For me personally, it's like you said, it's one, I think snitching for me is like, if you live in the life, if you live in the street life and you got to take an oath that you not, you don't deal with the police in any way. But in this case, it's different, right? Because like, what Troy said in the Breakfast Club is like, it's not snitching because it's self-defense and it's on video.
It's
so
self-defense?
New
York don't really have self-defense.
Well, that's what he claimed. Like I said, I'm not sure that's what he claims. So I just want to know, what do you think about that?
What he was saying. So you got to
So
you got to give me,
Yeah. So pretty much what he was saying was like that. I guess because one, it's on video, and then two, I guess he's protecting himself, and the fact that Taxstone is an enemy, kind of I guess made him feel like he, that kind of negates it, in a sense. What you think about that?
What is he telling that Taxstone?
Well, he's not, like, it's alleged that he's telling, but he had a video that said, if I take the stand, it's either going to be you, middle finger on the stand, you know what I'm saying, it's either you or it's me.
I was at that, I was there.
Yeah.
I kind of don't really want to go into too much details because I don't want what I got to say to affect nobody's case.
Absolutely. And we don't want that either.
There's an element that's not being said that's not being spoken about, you know, and I discuss it amongst me and my homies. But I don't really agree with the way it's being played out. You know, I just feel like there's an element, there's energy, right? Energy. If I walk in this room and create a situation, if I walk in this room and if I walk in this room hostile and I walk up to him and create a violent situation, then I gotta accept what his
the consequences behind it.
Yeah, I gotta accept that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Absolutely.
Like,
so, but my thing is, even outside of that case, like, let's just throw that out the window. If someone is down to where, you know, the law is kind of like, I have the option to save myself or I guess protect the enemy in the sense that I won't say anything, is that still considered snitching?
But you involved though.
Yeah.
You're involved, right? You're involved. Like, I think it was something about him feeling like he didn't want to tell because he's being blamed for his friend's murder or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's not charged with his friend's murder either.
Right.
So, and never has been. But like I said, I don't know that man's case.
Yeah, so we don't want to go to, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even be speaking on these niggas like that. But if you're involved in it, then it's, you know, like, you can't, it's the energy, like, I can't, you know, if I walk in this room and slap the shit out of somebody and you pull out a knife and go crazy, then
you can't,
I gotta kind of like
take what comes with it.
Yeah, like, you know, I can't then say, oh, yeah, well, he pull out the knife, like, nigga, cause and effect, action, reaction, and it's just, like I said,
we ain't gonna talk to 100%. We don't know
these niggas is going through.
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, energy.
Right.
You know, creating the environment.
Right.
It's important.
Right. All right. So yeah, we want to leave. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much. We ain't trying to get nobody indicted, none of that stuff. That ain't our business. You know what I mean? But all right. So one thing I had to know too. This is another thing from the record that I wanted to know about. You said something like your man Ricky Lucia Audemars. What was that?
Yeah,
what's that about? Tell me that story. What? First of all, who is Ricky? And
Ricky, my guy. Anybody know me? They know Ricky. They know Ricky's always with me. One of my closest friends. You know, he sometimes gets misidentified as security because he's just big.
Just a big rapper. Your whole crew like that. Every time I see y'all outside, there's a bunch of 6'5" browling niggas outside.
But he knows he's a good guy, man. You know. He got caught slipping and he lost it. He lost my watch.
Were you mad?
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking AP.
Yeah, all right. Well, how much you drop on that? Because like I said, this is an Audemars. Like, this is how much. You know what I mean? I got a nice little something, but it ain't no Audemars though. You know what I mean? Is how much? What was
what was that? Because that was what, about 40 for that.
40 grand.
Yeah, that was Royal Oak. Yeah. Yeah, that was something about that.
So they caught him for it. He got caught for that, basically.
Yeah, he got caught for it. Hell yeah. He got missing.
Yeah.
He lost it. I'm
Right.
not gonna
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Right. Damn. So I mean, you want it back, or was it just like I'm off that, me get something new, or
with the territory, man.
Yeah. I feel shout out to the dude say the sponsor. My guy.
What I'm gonna do is those are tangible things that we can get and come back. But friendship and love is forever though.
Right.
What I'm gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had friends crash my cars. Like, I was in the car one day. I had a black Bentley, and we was coming from a club, and my homeboy smashed into the back of it. I got out. Raekwon was with me.
Word.
Raekwon was in the passenger side. We was coming from uptown, and I was driving, and I went to make a stop, and he ran right into the back of me.
Damn.
Right. I had a black flying spur, and I got out. Raekwon was like, "Oh man, not the boat."
Yeah.
He was mad. My whole trunk was messed up, and I was just like,
Did you whip his ass, Maino? We know you a gangster, Maino. Did you whip his ass or what?
This is my friend.
I don't know. Right.
This is my friend. I'm just like, yo, my God, like,
right.
You know, for me, like when things happen to me, I don't like to dwell on it because if I dwell on it, I think too much on it, and then you worry yourself into a place. I'm telling you, like, there's a book called The Secret.
Yep.
Talks about some of those things, like things that you can't change. I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah.
You crashed the car, you lost the watch, you fucked up some money, like whatever it is, just accept it and keep it moving. If I dwell on it,
Yeah.
then it's like I become it. Like
Harboring that energy, yeah.
The energy stays with you. I never forget that I brought the car home and I couldn't wait to get it out the garage because I didn't even want to see it. Yo, come get it. Just come take it.
Right. Yeah.
Just come take the car. Like I didn't want to see it because I don't want to look at it and be mad.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to. Life is too good to be dwelling on some of the small mishaps. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. It's a car. It could be fixed.
Yeah. Facts.
You know.
So tell me, like I said, is this positive energy that you got, man? Like we. Literally, as you know, as media and as fans listening to you, we watch the growth of, you know, Maino the gangster that would slap anybody at the scene to the point now that you're at is like, you know, like this just this.
I was a gangster.
Oh, nah, yeah, I know. Listen, I'm just saying on the records, this is how it comes across. But I'm saying is the energy that you're giving across now, man. You just on a whole different type of time. Where does that come from? What was the growth?
It's growth. It's no man should stay the same. Like we should always strive to be better, right? You know. We should always strive to be better people. Like I'm not perfect. I'm dealing with I'm flawed. I have my own issues as a man. I'm complicated in my own ways. I got my assholeness to me. Right. But at the end of the day, at the core of me, I want to flourish. I want to live forever. You know. I want to see my children flourish. Right. You know. So. At some point, we start to grow and we start to really see what it is, everything for what it is. I'm from the street, and everything I've done in the street was based on my environment and how I reacted to that. But do I live my life forever that way? No, I'm not in the street no more. Right. You know, like do I act like I am? No. Right. That's not even how it's supposed to go because. Part of what I feel my job is to inspire the young niggas. Absolutely. I want them to know that, yo, we can go get the big house. We can go get the cars. That's a fact. We can go get the watches and we can have the dope females. And we can do all these things, right? We don't got to be confined to our past. I'm not going to be shackled to the fact that I was a prisoner in New York State correctional facilities for a decade. Yeah. So what? Right. That helped me become a better man. Absolutely. And we respect that, man. Listen, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. I know you're busy. Oh yeah, man. We got a cigar talk right here. This is a great conversation. We got cigars. Shout out to the sponsor, Duce, man. So lastly, man, I just want to know you and Uncle Murda. We had Uncle Murda on the show too. Oh, yeah. We had Murda on the show. You guys have had this energy that's palpable. Yeah. You making these yellow tape mixtape. Yeah. They talking about yellow tape too. Yeah, I know. Everybody wanted. We was together the other night. Wait, hold on, my fault. Hold on. We still stop it to this guy to the thing on. Everybody, all right? I got some Duce. Everybody got cups, man. I pour out the. You know what I mean? Let me know. It's the guys right here. Yeah, it's like, man. It's the guys. So, all right, we're gonna start again. All right. So we saw, Uncle Murda. You guys had the yellow tape, and yellow tape 2 is rumored to be coming out. Yeah. Which is that real? What's up with that? Yeah, it's always real. Me and him is actually have a real friendship. And before we did the yellow tape, we'd always work together. Like we really have a real relationship. It's not foreign for me to see him call my phone at 2, 3 in the morning, or wake up and I miss a call from him, you know what I'm saying? And we talking, and him coming to meet me going to meet him. So there's a real relationship there. It was only right that we put out that classic together. Mm-hmm. And I seen him the other day, and we took a picture in a club, and I put up a post and said, who want more yellow tape? Right. And the comments going crazy. Yeah, I seen it. Everybody want, and it's dope. I'm glad that I was able to give the game. I was half of a project to give the culture something that they really love, and facts. Because that matters to me, right. being loved in that kind of way, right? Like being having that type of love, opposed to just building a foundation off of some bullshit. So it's gonna happen.
What's gonna come in?
Yeah,
all right.
happen.
So lastly, man, what's next for Maino? Like I said, we had this project that just dropped, The Party in Pain. Yep. Everybody's bumping it.
Yep.
What's next on your horizon? How do you kind of level up from here? What's next?
That fuckboy record is looking really nice right now.
Yeah.
Looking like we may have a
got
good,
something with that.
good spring, good summer.
Oh, for sure.
Did a collaboration with Fila. Well, I designed my own Fila sneaker.
Fire.
That's dropping next month in April.
Ooh,
right?
is that exclusive? I didn't even hear you announce that. All right.
That's dropping in April. Working on this documentary that I'm shooting, based around the bartenders in New York City. I've been shooting that for the past year. I've been doing a little acting.
Right. Oh, you had the Tupac movie.
Yeah, Tupac movie.
Your stock went up after that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So, that with, I'm actually shooting my partner movie this weekend, another movie, so we just working.
You working?
Yeah, it's working.
All right. Well, next time you around these bartenders, you give me a call, man. I'm trying to these fine bartenders. Give me a call, brother. I'm trying to come pull up on you, but. Listen, man, I'm glad you pulled up, man. That's a great project. Like I said, that Kalief Browder record stood out. Y'all need to make sure y'all listen to that. Party in Pain, check it out on all streaming services. Go buy that. We ain't even stream. Go buy that, man.
Boys, definitely.
I got my man Maino. This is Cigar Talk. I appreciate y'all signing out.